Let's do one more. Holy shit! I guess I don't got two choices on this one. 4,000 level game. It's hard for them to balance without controlling more variables. Okay, what you're telling me is Blizzard is bad at their job. And also, if you watch the recent interview or the developer update, Jeff specifically says 222 is not there to make the game easier to balance, but I think it is. Creativity is not possible with 6 people who don't know each other in 40 seconds. Yeah, it is! Fuck yeah, it is! Look at my YouTube! Go to Worst Meta! Look up Chro. You can be creative on the ladder. The problem is, well, people are just fucking shit at it, and they're too afraid of losing to try something different. That's the true problem. If Overwatch was better balanced, and GOATS was actually a balanced meta, we would have seen so many different compositions go up against it. No, this is them being good at their job? No, I would say this is them running away from something that they could have balanced. Shanghai showed us that GOATS was not on its way out, but there was a way to deal with it. It's just that not a lot of people could pull it off because it took a lot of skill. All you have to do is make it a little less skillful and more teams can pull it off, and all of a sudden GOATS, it doesn't have a counter, it just has something you can do against it. Fuck everyone in that room! It worked. Fixing Brig would have balanced GOATS. No 222 needed. That's incorrect. The problem was tanks and the ability for tanks to deal with ranged threats too easily. Oh! Someone was spamming. I think it was the guy that was actually trying to argue against me. That wasn't me, buddy. That was my bot, and you just said things a lot. Fucking street sense. I heard him, but I didn't recognize his McCree till it was too late. Oh. Do this, and then this, and then one. Oh! Let's try to scare him a little bit. Oh, we lost one more. I took him out. You said the S word? Whoa! You can't just say shit. That's crazy. I don't know what that was. I was thinking of two different things, and I chased two rabbits, and I lost them both. Are you shitting me? From around the goddamn corner. Hanzo? People are dying behind us. He's not taking any more damage. Incase is shooting at someone, so there's probably someone right out here. You need to... Okay, this is... It was a very weird shield placement. I'm not gonna trust some random dude with a new idea and count. Yeah, but that's your problem. What you just said is, what you just said was, it is impossible for me to be creative in competitive mode. And I'm like, well, you could do a different idea. And you're like, well, no, I can't do a different idea. You focus too much on SR. You're worried too much about winning and not being good at the game. Which is why people just aren't that good at Overwatch, but also why the meta's been stale. There's a hog. He's probably over here. I'm gonna die. Why am I hunting down a hog? Oh no, he ran all the way back. Cool. It was the time to explain them, to me, the merits of their idea in 40 seconds. You don't have to. Just figure it out. How? I'm sorry, but if you can't figure out the merits of a strategy in Overwatch, you're pretty goddamn dumb. Oh, he was nano boosted. Overwatch is a very simple game. And if you can't notice, like... Well, I'd run these two heroes to do X, Y, and Z. Well, it's pretty obvious. Like, you don't pick a Junkrat and you're like, man, I don't know how to use this hero. Can you explain to me the merits of a Junkrat when paired with other things? And it's like, just fucking shoot shit. Usually makes balancing low and high rank easier. One, I don't care about that at all. You cannot design a game that people cannot like play improperly. Or the easier way to say it is like, you can't design me a hammer that I can't improperly use. I can always find some way to not use it correctly. And there is a pretty common saying, like, they'll always build a better idiot. That's a very... I've heard that a lot, right? It doesn't matter what you do, they can always build a better idiot. Alright, we're gonna double down on this defense. Motherfucking Hanzo. Overwatch is not a simple game. It's pretty simple. The reason why I can stay GM with pretty much any hero and not communicate at all is because it's pretty verbatim. That was close. Fuck. Jumped up, got shot. Ah! Hunted my ass down. Overwatch is simple, mastering is hard. Yeah, that's a good way to think of it. Like, the strategy with Orisa Hog, pretty simple. There's not too many, like, what their team is running, what our team is running, it's not very complex to figure out. I get that there's minute details that you can really focus on at the highest level. You can do some really complex stuff. Great. That's cool. 99.9% of the players won't be doing that. In fact, even at the top level, you can pretty much ignore that, run a different strat that's easier, and be more consistent with it, and win more. But yeah, as the team that takes the higher risk practices a harder strategy more often, and they start winning with it, other teams have a difficulty either A, adapting to it, or B, trying to mimic it. But yeah, so I don't really care about balancing the game for bad players and good players. I make a balanced game and let everyone deal with it.
Why did you abandon the assassins?
I mean, that's kind of what StarCraft Brood War did, and that's why I would consider it the greatest esports game ever. I just consider it, just because of its competitive balance and the way it's been mastered, it's pretty much the best, one of the best games ever created. Got the Flamingo? You're sorry you're late? Man, don't worry about it. You showed up. That's all we needed.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attack commencing.
Oh man, we're doing this. Fuck it! Like, how did I know to adapt to that strategy that my team was doing? Because it's pretty fucking easy. StarCraft was the best. It's much easier to balance. With 3 races, though, 2-2 brings them back to that map. No, it doesn't! You still got 37 heroes to balance, or whatever it's at. 31 gonna be soon. And I would not say StarCraft was easier to balance. Again, it's just Blizzard admitting they're bad at their job. They could have balanced Overwatch. They decided not to. Good shot. Does limit creativity, not just one trick, just saying. I'm a fan, just on the truth. I don't think that has anything to do with the discussion. Yeah, I mean, you may complain about one tricks, but as long as you allow me to play a one hero, then it's within the game's means to play. I don't think people would complain about creativity if 2-2 is locked from the beginning. True! But they unleashed that Pandora's box. Oh, shit. Really trying to do this? Okay, I thought he was going to try a super flank on me. Putting hero limits limited creativity. So I will actually disagree with that one. So this is the difference. I know people are like, but how can you say that limited creativity doesn't limit creativity, but 2-2-2 does. There is a big difference between being impossible to balance and difficult to balance. What? Essentially, it is impossible to balance no hero limits, and that's... The trap. You've walked around the trap. Son of a bitch. That's because it is, in some situations, impossible to balance... if one hero is... That, a hero is average when there's one of it, but when there's two of it, it's not overpowered. That's actually like an insolvable problem. Unsolvable, insolvable. So that's the thing about hero limits and why that had to be put into the game. There's just no two ways around it. If you wanted to make Winston average strength, like a decent balanced hero, when there's two of them, he's going to be absolutely trash when there's one of them. That limit was needed because you just can't balance it. What they have with just what this is right now, you can balance this. You can balance this very easily.
It's a perfect day for some mayhem.
The truth is they balance Overwatch around those who are buying the loot boxes. That is probably a true statement, but that's where I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. I've always been, I don't want to call it like a purist or an idealist, but basically when people are like, games are business and they're allowed to exploit their users, I'm like, no. Video games is an art, and if you compromise your morals to make money, and you make decisions based on money instead of the game itself, then you're not a good game designer. Last game? Yeah, this is going to be my last game. We've been going for 3.5 hours. Bam. Done. Fuck out of there. Good. Similar arguments for Brig and multi-tanks. Oh shit, I was reading chat and I was not looking at that hog trying to kill me. Sorry, would you say similar arguments for Brig and multi-tanks, now they're releasing new heroes with more overlapping abilities, like AoE healing. Well, yeah, you can only make things so unique in the game. The idea is to at least make them feel to have some uniqueness. But yeah, it's going to happen where you have heroes kind of overlapping heroes. There's nothing you can do about that. But no, I go on my blog, like if you really wanted to do some reading, and you can read some shit from a long time ago about the flaws of design of having the idea of counters in a game. The problem is counters is a good idea. It's not a good idea. I don't actually like that idea. But counters can work as a game idea in a normal game, but as soon as you add an objective and you add different respawns, all of a sudden it completely changes. You actually can't have counters in a game where one team can swap and the other team can't. That's kind of the issue with OG Overwatch.
Greetings. Greetings. Hello. Let go. Greetings.
People are shit-talking each other on the PTR.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And telling each other what to do and what to play. Wow, it's almost like human beings just do that. I don't think they're gonna fall for this twice in a row, but you know what? I like to think people are real fucking dumb. They've gone bunker. They forgot about me again. The trap? It's PT. No, I know it's the PTR. Raccoon, I get the ironic nature of there's literally nothing wrong with fucking up on the PTR.
Play of the game.
And they're still super pissed at each other for not playing what they want to play. Again, the whole issue with Overwatch in the community is that the game isn't balanced. That if the game was balanced and they didn't argue about what to play, the game would be so much better. They'd be like, oh, they got a Junkrat? Alright, well, we can work with the Junkrat. He's not broken. Oh, they're playing Torb? Yeah, we can work with the Torb. We don't even have to change that much with the Torb. This is the biggest reason for 2-2-2 is bad is lack of tanks. If we had like 5 more tanks, I don't think the lack of creativity would be that bad. No, the creativity is that I can't play what DPS I want. And if I want to run 3-2-1, I'm not allowed to. If I wanted to run 4-1-1, I'm not allowed to. It's not about the hero pool. It's simply stating, like, I can't run 3 DPSs and really bunker down behind a single tank and run 2 different types of DPSs in the flanks or something.